Hey, we're out of the quiet ones. Ironic title, considering our audience.
I loved the director commentary in the background happening.
Don't you open that door!
Oh, she ripping the hair out. Oh,
What's
no.
that say? Zoom in closer. I can't read it.
Yeah.
I can't read it. What's that say? Oh, there's no one on that phone. Damn! Damn! Damn!
I thought they were like old big
Damn!
women.
Damn!
I thought they were old big women. Like 2 of them were those girls, like standing
No,
outside.
they weren't. No, those girls were seated way in the back.
Oh, well, I heard them too. Oh, you weren't there.
When I got up to go get the keys from Brian and Sarah, I saw what they looked like.
I think maybe they were more scared of you because
back into the room.
They
What?
were. I think maybe they were like not scared of you, but like as soon as you left, they got louder. I'm like, really, really?
Oh, now he's gone. Now we
like
can
you
start
were scared.
talking louder.
So you'd be scared of me, not him. Bigger than he is.
I
Bitch,
was
lucky I wasn't wearing my stiletto heel.
I was thinking about just getting up and just like moving a couple of seats ahead.
You read my mind. I was like looking over at you and like.
The reason why I didn't is because I really wanted you to snap and just turn around and start yelling at them.
Carry.
Because I could see you wanted to.
Dude, I don't know anymore. And then like, cause I didn't know.
Just fucking stay home, seriously. If you want to fucking talk like that. And this was just like stereotypical movie talking.
Don't go in there!
Yeah, like
Oh,
seriously,
no.
stay fucking home. You really think anyone really fucking likes your commentary? There's a reason why it annoys people. There's a reason why it's a popular stand-up comedy routine. Fucking stay home, watch it on fucking TV, so you can have your own goddamn commentary in it.
And I get you want to like eventually or occasionally like lean over and say something, but this was not disguising like quietly at all. It was talking just like this.
Candy wrappers.
Oh, he's pulling the hair out.
Cell phone going off. Didn't you see the opening cell phone thing with the werewolf phone?
To their credit, she didn't answer it. I was like waiting. I was going to lose it. If she had answered it, that's when I was going to lose it. But that...
And honestly, I didn't really move either because the movie's not very good. So, like, I didn't really care that... Well, I cared in that it was they were annoying.
Well, any
but-
semblance of suspense they were trying to build up in the movie was completely taken away if it was going to exist. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I mean,
when
like,
someone's talking-
yeah, but I mean, I can tell the difference between a movie that's just boring and one that's being ruined by a stupid audience. This wasn't the latter. If I was really into this, I easily, within 15 minutes of sitting there, I would have gotten up and just moved a couple of rows ahead and whatever. But, I mean, this movie's just really boring. There's really not much to it. It moves at a snail's pace. Not in a good way either.
A good snail.
The only, like...
Turbo.
That's a
The
good
snail is
snail.
fast. The
That's not a
snail's
good
fast.
snail.
No, it's a good snail because it goes fast, and so the movie would be over quicker.
Yeah, but Turbo sucked.
I didn't have the pleasure of saying that.
But in this, yeah, I mean, in this movie, what can I say about? I think it's funny that the movie takes place in 1974. I think that the only song that they could get the rights to use was "Come On, Feel the Noise," so they play it like 8 times in the movie.
They never explained why they're keeping her awake, though. Did they?
Maybe. This movie really went in one ear and out the other for me, man. I mean, seriously, like, I don't really want to complain about some stuff that maybe I was confused by, because for all I know, they did mention it. I just didn't care. I really didn't care about much in this movie.
That was the only thing I didn't get was the purpose. Like, it reminded me of My Apartment very much so as... Oh, God, I don't know how many times I've heard Do You Believe by Cher over the last few days. But yeah, they keep her awake by blasting music, and if you follow my Twitter at all, you know this happens to me quite often, of the banging.
Yeah, I know.
And it's mental torture, and they were doing that, and I'm like, oh, it's like My Apartment. Like, that maybe they were trying to drive her crazy so it would manifest the psychosis that they thought she had.
Yeah, Jared Harris is a professor who, along with the cameraman and a couple other students for some reason, they have their subject who is this girl who's clearly possessed. They spend the movie documenting it, and...
But they think it's a psychosis.
Yeah,
versus a
they're trying to
possession.
even though from the very beginning it's clear she's possessed. And they're trying to basically cure mental illness, basically. I mean, that's it.
And it's set in the 70s, that's kind of
yeah,
important.
it's set in 1974. That's it. It's not scary. It's not horrible. I mean, Jared Harris is great in it. Jared Harris is really good. It's like we said on the way up here.
The acting was all right. There wasn't necessarily anything wrong with the
ensemble acting got better as it went along. Beforehand, the movie really just kind of throws you into this situation. There's not much setup to it other than, I'm Professor Jared Harris. I need a cameraman for this. Will you do this? Okay, let's go check out this experiment. Like, they've already got her by the beginning of the movie. She's already being held at the beginning.
For quite a long time.
Yeah,
like
we're kind of just being thrown into this situation. It feels like it's sort of starting what should maybe be 20 minutes into a regular movie, and they sidestep a lot of character development. So the characters really just kind of come across as pretty bland in this movie. Even by the end, they're still kind of bland as characters, but at least some wild stuff is happening, so they're emoting more, so
you get a semblance of who they are.
Kinda, in that, like, at least they're showing a little bit of personality in that they're not really that monotone as the movie goes along. But Jared Harris has... He has the power to really bring a sense of dignity to a movie like this, to a performance like this, that easily could be sleptwalk through.
Or hokey. It could have gone way on the other end.
Yeah, and Jared Harris, no matter what kind of silly movie he's in, he will play it as if he's Colin Firth going for an Oscar nomination.
He's adult Will Robinson from Lost in Space.
Yeah, his best movie.
That was the first time I saw him, so that's...
Well, the first time I saw Travolta was The Devil's Rain, but I don't say, oh, it's that guy from The Devil's Rain.
Oh, well, not that guy. I was just saying that he was in it. I still equate John Travolta, because the first time I saw him was Grease. So, it's that memory association.
And he is great, and he's got the best line in the movie, where at the end of it, when he's got the girl on the table, and the other guy's like, "You're not gonna get away with this." And
yes!
He says, "Of course I'm not gonna get away with this. There's 2 dead bodies in there. No, I'm not gonna get away with this." Like, he is good. He's really good. Even in something really shitty like fucking Mortal Instruments. You sit there and you watch it,
His
you're like...
parts were bearable.
You're like, why is he even in this? But I'm glad he's in this, because without him, this would... this movie's not... The movie's not bad. It's just there. Like, there's nothing to really get mad about, because it's just... There's really no atmosphere to it. There's really no sense of style. The scares are, for the most part, just cheap jump scares.
And they pulled that Lady in Black shit again, where it's like ending and then...
A lot of cheap jump scares. I mean, it got... the girl throughout the whole time, like, looking at the girl who's possessed, like, with the look it just looks like she's possessed by the spirit of Christina Ricci.
Oh my god, thank you!
Like, okay.
I was like, it's Christina
Wednesday
Ricci.
Adams is possessed her, alright. When she first showed up for a second, I thought it was her, but then I was like, oh wait, no, I don't think it was her.
It's like if Poltergeist and Blair Witch and Random Exorcism movie all had a threesome and pooped this out.
Yeah, I mean, Exorcist cross with, documentary like Blair Witch or stuff like that. The movie easily could have just gone for the found footage gimmick, and it doesn't. There's a lot of stuff that's from the point of view of the camera, yeah, but it goes back and forth. Yeah, it goes back and forth between that and regular, which was smart. I mean, the movie's really directed with no sense of... it's really uninspired direction, honestly, and it's got really shitty CGI in it. It's just laughable.
Did you expect anything different?
I wasn't expecting this.
I meant like CGI. Like, I expected they showed that one part on the trailer.
I couldn't remember that from the trailer. I mean, going into it, I wasn't expecting CGI of the levels of, like, the prequel to The Thing, which is what this was. This was cartoonish as shit.
I didn't get to see that movie.
This was real. This was like, when she's got that thing coming out of her mouth, one, it looked like Asylum levels of special effects, and two, the fact that they're making it look like it's happening on like a 16mm reel of film was really laughable. And not only that, but there was lazy shit in this. Like, they CGI smoke coming off of like her hands when she's strangling them, and steam in the bathroom. I mean, come on,
Well,
really?
because the actors don't want to get all like hot and sweaty because they have to do the next scene.
Oh, fuck that. Fucking lazy.
facetious.
Like, and that part got kind of annoying, because really that sequence wasn't bad.
It draws your eye to the crappy CG where you're just like, oh, and it takes you.
It took me
out of it.
completely out of it, because that sequence when she was in the bathtub and it was mixing it in with, it was the first time a moment of actual suspense was happening.
I know, I was like, you knew something was going to
Yeah.
happen and you're just like, okay, do it.
Suddenly it was like a much better director took over, because this is going on simultaneous to the cameraman character researching this demonic cult, and
Sorry, the light in the...
when it got into that, I was like, this is starting to get kind of interesting, and then the music started getting kind of good. Like, suddenly it became a different movie.
It was the meat of the story of like, this is what's actually happening.
And then here's CGI steam from the bathtub, and they're like, okay.
She would not be okay. That shit was like boiling, like
She
beyond.
jumped out pretty quick.
She sat in there and it's boiling and she was and then she gets out. The water was at a full boil. She would not have been like, I mean, she wouldn't have died, but she would not have been okay the next scene being like, well, she tried to kill me.
That's another. The characters are really stupid in this movie.
The girl was the most, or not the girl, but the blonde was
Yeah.
the most.
Even the cameraman, like, the first time he meets...
He was in love.
Oh, come on. The first time he meets, like, Evie, but what's her name?
It's Evie is the made-up slash...
What was...
person. It was, Joan.
Was it?
Joan or Joanne? Joan.
Okay.
Yes. See, that's how great this movie is.
Joan, I guess, the first time he meets her, she does like an exorcist demon voice to him.
Yeah.
And then he's in some scenes he just unlocks the door and goes in there and gives her a flower. And she's clearly evil. Like, really, dude? And then even at the end, when he should be listening to Jared Harris, he doesn't, and he completely fucks everything up. Not that things were going that well to begin with, but even by that, just fucking listen to Jared Harris, seriously, and he doesn't. They get into a fist fight at the end, and he fucks things up. But even other than that, sometimes they're keeping her locked in this room, sometimes she's just freely out in the grass.
She's suicidal, and then they're like, okay, break, we made a breakthrough, and they're all playing croquet. And then the cameraman goes over, and I'm just gonna call her Evie because it's the same person, but like Joan, she's kind of at the pond, and she's got the bandages on. I'm like, because if the cameraman didn't follow her, they were just gonna let her like go on through like the woods to the back house and be like, we're playing croquet, let the suicidal girl walk.
There are things that just go nowhere either, because two of the Scooby-Doo gang, Fred and Daphne,
oh my God,
are banging each other, but then she is also sleeping with Jared Harris, I think, in one point, but that goes nowhere. And then
goes into like some stupid ass jealousy ring, and then she gets attacked.
Barely.
Well, hold on. The only thing they do with this, they do something, but it's stupid. But the thing that they do with it is she starts doing a jealousy thing, like, you all want to fuck her, blah, blah, blah. And then she starts hating on her.
Was that when I was gone?
Did you see the blonde get attacked? I think you may be checking your phone, but basically she starts screaming about Joan, and basically it'd be a huge jealousy thing that all the men want to fuck her, and then she touches the speaker, and then gets like exploded to the wall, and like her head starts bleeding.
Oh, I saw that.
Yeah,
okay.
and she was like, I couldn't do that, I was sleeping.
Okay.
So that was kind of the catalyst of like, stop being mean to me.
Yeah, but then also, like, they think that Jared Harris wants to bang Evie, too, and it just goes, it's not really followed through very well.
It was the 70s. They didn't exactly treat their patients.
I'm not saying it's unrealistic. I'm just saying they don't.
Being ornery.
I'm just saying the movie doesn't do much with it.
I meant to them that they're like, he's gonna bang her. It's the 70s, doctor. But yeah, I mean, it's. They went a little differently than regular exorcism movies. I'll give you that, because it was kind of, they toyed with the more manifestations of psychosis versus an actual, because they did like the, not the pictography, but kind of, I don't know what that technology was back then.
I mean, you could technically say the same thing about The Devil Inside.
Well, no, I didn't see that one. I just meant...
this is better than that. This at least has a shitty ending, but it has an ending.
I just meant that from what I've seen in exorcism movies, like, I liked that it started out as, you know, a cure for mental illness, but that they did believe she had, like, psychic powers. Because usually it's like, no, you know, she's lying, and that's where I kind of got, like, the Poltergeist 3
I've
feel,
seen
where
a
it
lot
was
of
like,
stuff that
no,
do that.
tricks.
Like, even the last Exorcism starts out with them making a documentary on how how demon possession doesn't exist, and he thinks he wants to try to prove it is like a mental illness or something, but it turns out the person actually is possessed. I mean,
I haven't, so you guys, like all of the exorcism movies that have come out over the last few years, I don't think I was sent to one of them, so...
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's
new to me.
It's stuff I've seen. Granted, I mean, this is better than The Devil Inside. I wouldn't say this is better than The Last Exorcism. It's probably better than Last Exorcism 2. But at the end...
Is it like the never-ending story? It's called The Last, but it never ends. Which is the real last?
But this one, in the last 10 minutes, it got... I don't want to say it necessarily got good, but stuff was at least happening. In the last 10 minutes, stuff is at least happening. You know, the acting gets pretty decent. I mean, Jared Harris he's consistently good throughout it. It even does some good camera work from the point of view of his documentary camera.
It went all Carrie 2 at the end there. I burn alive! No!
The remake of Carrie?
No, Carrie 2, The Rage.
The Rage?
Yeah.
Oh,
you can quote bad movies, but I can't.
I'm not saying you can. I'm just saying, why the fuck would I remember that movie so specifically?
You remember stuff.
The only reason why I thought you would, not that. The only reason why I thought you were talking about the remake is because didn't the remake of Carrie had like really shitty CGI fire effects in it?
It had really shitty CGI everything.
Okay. That's why I thought you were maybe talking about the remake.
No. Well, in the remake, she doesn't die by fire. The actual stones come raining from the sky that made Dave angry and run out of the car. It's on the website. Check it out.
Yeah, and then like it ends with a really shitty CGI fire shot that's just horrible. Who thinks that looks good?
Well,
really?
Ends and then like the stupid 2-minute.
That ending with him in the mental institution was just dumb.
It's supposed to implant in you, like, the whole, wait, was it all in his head, and he's the crazy one, and he killed the people, and then he has, like, the psychic-y powers, or was it, like, a transference, because there was the big jump scare after he was like,
I took it as transference, because he starts actually doing demon possession shit.
Right, but, I mean, I just mean it's one of those that you can interpret, like, did it ever actually happen, or was it all in his head, and he was the one who was the demon type person?
Oh no, I just took it as like the shit in the movie happened, and he's now the one who's possessed because when she was on fire, whatever energy was in her flew out of the thing.
Herself, she was the one that was.
I mean,
she was possessed by herself.
Taking away him being possessed. I mean, like, okay, him being like possessed. That. All right, yeah, okay, I buy because he would be acting fucking crazy and shit. So of course they would think that. Yeah, of course
you killed them, didn't you? Nothing's on film.
Of course they would think he did it if he's possessed and acting fucking crazy and shit. All right, yeah, I kind of get that now. It's just a silly, I don't want to say gotcha ending, but it's just one of those stupid endings you've seen before, where the protagonist of the movie is now in a mental institution and they think he did it, and
why is it always the good ones?
It'd be like it's like the ending of fucking Devil's Due. Only if at the end of Devil's Due the guy was possessed.
See, I didn't know. I didn't know if it, like, because that's what I figured it was supposed to be. I didn't know if it was if they were going for the this or that type.
No, I just took it
there was
as
nothing on the film.
Oh, I took it as they just burned the film, or they erased the film, or did something with it.
Oh no, he said it was blank.
Oh, well, yeah, I mean...
So that's why I thought, like, it was supposed to be all in his mind since he was watching the film. I'm giving them more credit then that they were trying to create.
No, I don't think this movie's that
quandary.
smart. No, there are tons of movies like this where they're filming shit, but there's a supernatural force that erases the fucking film and shit. Fuck, that happened in Devil's Due. Didn't that happen in something I saw recently? Oh, that happened in Oculus, which is a better movie than this.
All of these movies I haven't seen, so this is my only point of reference. I'll just make that clear.
It's the only possession movie she's ever seen. Come on, you haven't seen Exorcist 2? Exorcist 2, The Heretic? That movie's hilarious.
No, I saw a part of it a while ago. Mm-hmm. But no, the last exorcism movie I saw
was ironically not The Last Exorcism.
No, it wasn't. I think it was, God, like back in college or high school with the Emily Rose thing, and I didn't even see the whole thing of that. But I've seen, like, kind of demon-esque movies since then, but I don't know. But all of these things you're referencing, I didn't see them. But what I was going to say is it was the directors of Woman in Black, or was it the writers?
Is it the director? I mean, it's Hammer. It's a Hammer studio, and they did...
It's either directors, producers,
like
somebody...
Next Generation Hammer.
Yeah, somebody from a Woman in Black. They like creepy-ass little toys in their movies, because they had, like, the fucking things with the symbols and the weird bunnies, and, like, did you notice that correlation from Woman in Black?
About every other horror movie I see has, like, some kind of toy.
But it was the same kind. It was, like, verbatim almost from the movie.
I don't remember that much about The Woman in Black.
Oh.
I remember reviewing it and saying that I thought it was okay.
Because we did that as a vlog.
We did, yeah. I remember thinking it was okay. I remember thinking it had one too many goddamn jump scares in it. I remember liking it better than this.
Oh yeah, no, it was better than that.
I remember liking it better than this one. I remember it being more well made than this one, at least, aside from the cheap jump scares that were like every 5 minutes.
Yeah, the whole drawings things of the animals, and then certain toys, and it's like, yeah, I get there's creepy toys and other things, but these were probably from the set, but they looked like they would have been off the set. So it's like either it's maybe one of their running things where it's like, hey, we're going to put these toys and, everything. But I was just kind of like...
I more so know the Hammer movies of, like, the 70s. That are better than this. That are a lot better than this. Stay home and watch, like, Dracula 72 AD. Stay home and watch, like, To the Devil a Daughter or something like that.
See, I thought it was going to turn good once they brought, like, the cult proof. And then I thought it was going to go that way.
Point.
But it could have gotten so much better.
At that point, though, I was already... Yeah, at that point, I was like, let's just wrap this fucking thing up. It got more interesting in that I like demon cult movies, so that then it got, like... At least I was halfway interested in what was going on, but there was never a point where I thought this movie was scary at all. Did you?
The only tense I got was because, like... I'm running on about 3 hours sleep a night for weeks, so, like, literally when it was really quiet, when we weren't having the commentary from behind us, it was one of those I'm trying to stay awake type things, and I knew loud noises and flashy lights were coming because they were sporadic through the movie. And so I'm just like, I know it's going to be really noisy, so I was kind of bracing myself, I have, noise issues anyway. Speaking of flashy lights, I kept looking over at you, like, how is that epileptic-wise?
When I look at stuff like that, I can tell whether or not it's something I should be looking at or not. There's like a strobe kind of hypnotism sequence in the movie, and when that happens, when that happened in the movie, I just close my eyes because I can see the reflection on my eyelids. I can tell when it's over and whatnot. Was diagnosed with that when I was in like 4th grade. It's just
I kept looking over at you. I'm like, oh shit, how long are they gonna do this?
I'm fine when that happens, because I don't look at it.
Well, I don't know, the fucking Twilight credits or whatever that was that the Twilight credits that, like, they had to release an epileptic seizure warning, and that was way less than what this was.
Yeah, it was, because that, I didn't really even know, because I can tell when it's, I'm epileptic, by the way, I can tell when it's something I should or shouldn't be looking at. It's just a feeling that I have, like if I should or shouldn't be looking at it.
Like a psychic feeling.
It's like, I mean, I've had it for God knows how many years, so,
I was playing on the movie.
So, yeah, like, in Twilight, I don't even remember that
When it was like red and black and white and all of that.
Yeah, my issue is more like the strobe thing.
Well, I know with you, but what I'm saying is they went and released like a fucking press release and warnings at the theater of epileptic seizure warning, but then you have something like this that I think is more apt to induce in far more people.
For me, I mean, people are different. People are different. I mean, like this one affected me more than anything in that Twilight movie did, in terms of the strobe effect.
Maybe it's because it was just a wider audience. They don't care if you have epilepsy and see this movie. They want you to die. So the movie will get press and talk.
Some people get, like, affected by that when they watch anime. I don't have...
What? What are you talking about? There's no flashing lights and
watching anime, that's never really bothered me in terms of my... Not that I watch a lot of anime, but not because of my epilepsy, but...
kill, die, die.
So, like, yeah, in this, I just kind of kept my eyes closed for that, and I could tell when it was over. And
I don't have anything like that, and it was starting to fuck with me. And it's like, I get it. You've got the little, fucking Locust Exorcist 2 kind of weird wobbly
yeah, it did remind
machine.
me of Exorcist 2 a little bit, yeah.
And Return to Oz.
It wasn't as hilarious as that, but...
And Return to Oz at the psych ward when they have her, like, all pinned down and, like, the machines and everything. Dorothy, it's all in your head, Dorothy.
I would say that this is, at best, maybe rent it. Until
it comes on Netflix. You already pay for Netflix.
Yeah, I would say, like, if you come across it on Netflix, okay, it'll kill, like, 90 minutes. Because there's nothing in it that's bad, or there's nothing... It's just there.
I've seen episodes of, like, stuff like Buffy the Vampire Slayer that were more suspenseful and scary than that. For serious.
Yeah. I mean, like, this movie exists.
It could have been on, like, cable TV, basically.
Yeah.
There's nothing really.
It is what it is. Pretty much. I think the one thing, because Film Brain got it before we did, and the one thing he said about it was...
everything before us. Damn Brits.
Yeah, like Keith Lemon, how dare you?
There's a conspiracy! Sorry.
So, like, yeah, he basically said, like, be prepared. It's really fucking loud. He was like, it's the loudest fucking movie I've seen all year.
You could have told me that ahead of time.
For me, anyway, for me personally, it was no louder than most other jump scare movies.
I don't see a lot of those.
So this was really loud for you?
Well, yeah, that's what I was saying, and especially being sleep deprived, so sorry if I'm being disjointed. This is like weeks now, plus the banging music. Can this, like, be a legal thing that I'm being mentally tortured by neighbors when I already have insomnia? But
Part
anywho,
of the experiment. Oh, that was one thing.
Like when they were doing that shit, I'm like, oh my god, they're doing that.
I appreciated all the chain smoking.
He wasn't really chain smoking though. He wasn't really inhaling, and half the time
he
was
did
just
a couple
holding
of
cigarette.
times. The girl was mainly just holding it.
Yeah.
But Jared Harris was. Jared Harris was smoking it. He did on Mad Men too.
That's yeah, but those weren't real cigarettes. Those were those herbal things.
Yeah, hell, for all I know, they were in this too.
Then you need to put those in your movies, because I gave up smoking and I've been doing good.
The herbal cigarettes in our movies, sure.
I can't. No.
Fine, it looks the same. Whatever. Yeah, on Mad Men, they smoke like those herbal cigarettes and shit.
The more you know.
Which makes sense.
Just a little animation.
That's better than, because they look like cigarettes. It's better than, I think it was Daybreakers, where it had, for one scene anyway, it was like CGI smoke on the end of it.
If you're gonna have that, don't even fucking have a person smoking. Have them light it and then just hold it if you're gonna go fucking CG cigarette smoke. I mean, okay, if you're showing, say, a 6-year-old smoker.
I think that's why in Daybreakers, because I think that was a kid who was doing it. At the same time, I don't know.
They're still inhaling something. I'm sure those aren't necessarily like nothing. There's some kind of...
Or just have them holding it. Whatever. Right. I don't care. In this...
If it's a baby, though, obviously, the baby's going to hold something and you're going to have to. Damn baby smokers. Start them when they're young.
I don't think it was CGI in this. It didn't look like it.
No, I know.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I don't. If it was, at least that effect looked all right, I guess, because that.
No, the cigarettes weren't CG. He just, yeah, no. Oh, are we going to talk trailers? Every time I'm in a screening, we don't do trailers.
I gotta catch an early morning train to go to.
And I have to drive you to the early morning.
To go to CT.
Okay.
Yeah, but you also don't have to work at con in 3 hours
I'd
afterwards.
rather be at a convention. It's more fun. I get to cosplay.
I mean, it's like it is gonna be like a total vacation for me after doing writing the Sasquatch week. But I'm gonna be.
Thank you for that. I really want to go. It is gonna be totally.
But I'm gonna be operating on like 0 sleep tomorrow.
Welcome to my world. Good God.
I've done that before. I've worked a con on 0 sleep before. I get second, third wins, stuff like that. I grab myself a coffee and then I just go back to the hotel and sleep.
Can't sleep. Clown, leave me.
One of the Wizard Worlds, I had to go right to the convention for, and
That was the very first one that I went to, because I was mad at you guys because we couldn't check into the hotel and I had like crappy clothes on and no makeup because I was driving, and I was like, you promised me we would go to the hotel, and so of course we're like at the con and I'm just mortified.
Yeah, so come see me tomorrow at the con. I'll probably be really glassy-eyed. I'll be fine. I'll be fine. I get second, third wins on stuff like that. I'll be fine.
Your drugs.
Hmm?
Your drugs.
No, I just grab coffee and soda and whatever. Shit like that. That carries me through it. Oh god, I don't do energy drinks.
Really?
No. I don't do energy drinks.
There's in those double shot Starbucks you drink, there's about as much as in like a Monster Energy drink.
I'm talking more like your Red Bulls and stuff like that.
Oh no, fuck that. Liquefied sweet tarts.
Yeah, that kind of energy drink like messes up like my stomach. Granted, I mean my stomach's just not used to that kind of thing, but
I will say this real quick because it kind of correlates with the movie, even though it's a trailer and I'm not gonna like review the whole thing. The one that we got that was As Above, So As Below.
That's an awkward fucking title, by the way.
It's biblical, like such as
I know, but it's still an awkward title.
It is. I saw the preview for that, and that was something where I was like, yeah, I think I, at least want to see it. I'm curious. Versus this movie, when I saw the trailer, I was just like, meh, and that's where I got out of it. So I am excited to see that. It's like demonology, Gates of Hell meets kind of like The Descent.
Yeah, it's like The Descent if instead of finding those things, they found the Gates of Hell.
But no, because I saw documentaries, and I won't more about, but there's like documentaries where they actually like pinpoint these things and like where the entryways are, and it's fucking freaky.
Watch yourself, the Lucio Fulci movie, Gates of Hell. It's really good. You get to see someone vomit up their own like organs and shit. I like that one. That's a good movie. Yeah, this is like, it's like they're spelunking. They find like the Gates of Hell and shit. And I think it's like kind of found footage in that it looks like it's all shot from the point of view of like the cameras that are on their helmets.
I think it's found footage until the shit goes down.
I don't know. It still looked like it was all from the point of view of their helmet cameras.
Okay.
Which, I mean, I would personally rather it just be shot like a regular fucking movie, but at least that, like, okay, well, I get that. They got cameras on their helmets, so if you want to film it like that, okay. At least that gives it an excuse for why it's being filmed.
Well, maybe they found all of the cameras after the people got sucked into hell, and they spliced it together to make a cohesive movie. So they had, like, it's possible. They were like, oh, okay, well, I got this part here. Oh, that's his angle. Okay, well, we'll splice it in there. They worked very hard to bring us this vital
like every
information.
other found footage movie, somebody's editing this shit.
I know, it's like, it's the end of the world. Zzz. Be like, well, clearly it didn't end because somebody found the footage.
Sad somebody edited all the footage together.
Found footage movies are either bearable and then turn into good and I forget, or they make me motion sick.
I don't get motion sickness from them. I mean, for people who do, I get it. me, but that kind of thing doesn't affect me.
Well, like, Cloverfield, the first part where it was, like, really jerky, and I think that was one of the first few found footage movies I had seen, other than Blair Witch. Like, it was really shaky, and I didn't know what the hell was going on, and this was, I can't remember if it was my brother or somebody, and they were like, no, just watch it, past this part, it'll get better. And then once, obviously, it got to the certain point, I was like, oh, okay, I can watch the rest of this. But even then, it's like, oh my god, I get it, it's found footage, but it doesn't have to be so shaky cam.
Yeah, shaky cam, that, in found footage movies, I can't stand it when that shit happens in action movies, but when it's shaking around in like a found footage movie, They
have more of an excuse.
Yeah, that doesn't, I don't get motion sickness from that really. I understand if someone does, it just doesn't affect me, and it's like any other subgenre of horror. You got your good ones and you got your bad ones. I'm kind of tired of the gimmick now. I would like
did it so well in Haunted House too.
I would like there to be only like one a year. That would be nice. Too many of them anymore. One, why is this being filmed? Two, why does the footage look so damn good? Almost like it's shot by a professional fucking...
Because it's 2014 and we got kick-ass equipment.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no.
I will say that in the As Above, I'm just going to call it the Hell Spelunking movie.
Angel above, devil below.
Yeah. No, I'm going to call it Hell Spelunking. So in Hell Spelunking, it makes sense because they're actually investigating it, so it would make sense that they know where they're going and they would want to document it, so they get a pass.
Yeah, I mean, it's sometimes even when I'll say, like, well, I'd still kind of have preferred it if it had been shot regularly. As long as, that's one thing I'll give to Devil's Due. It wasn't that good of a movie, but at least I bought why shit was being filmed. At least in that movie, when bad shit started happening, the guy put the fucking camera down. Like, it did that well. It wasn't a very good movie, but it did that way better than the last few Paranormal Activity movies did. But, anything else to say about Quiet Ones? I got nothing.
Oh, okay, just one quick thing, it's not even important really, but I didn't know where the title came from, and then, of even why it was titled, but you find out why it's the Quiet Ones from the old cameraman Betrayer that's in the library. That's like, hey, you're so-and-so's new guy. Oh, you're not gonna talk? Okay, you and all the other of the Quiet Ones. And I'm like, that's where you got the title of your movie? Because they aren't talking about what they're doing? Like...
Is it a remake?
I don't fucking know. I've never heard of this.
I mean, sorry if it is, I haven't seen it. The only reason why I asked that is because the opening credits said...
it's inspired by a true story.
Well, no, the opening credits said based on the screenplay by... And usually when a movie says that, typically the movie's a remake. If it is, sorry.
Either that or...
This would be, if the original is a Hammer film, this is one I haven't seen every Hammer movie, but, this would be one that I haven't seen.
Either that or it was a screenplay that never got
but it's
through
even when that's the case, that's rare
it.
They put it like that. Usually when they put it like that, it's a remake of something.
Or if they completely rewrite it, because somebody can have a screenplay for something.
Typically, but when that happens, usually it's... I'm not saying that that's never happened, but usually when I'm thinking of that happening in the past, that person will get a story credit.
We did leave during the end when they were showing, pictures and stuff, so there might have been something there. Mm-hmm. We just wanted to get the fuck out of Dodge because of the commentary team behind us.
If it's a remake, I kind of want to see the original. If there is an original, I could be totally wrong.
Well, I know you'll look it up, and I know people will probably comment. And
let me know if there is. Let me know if it's any good. I haven't seen I've seen a lot of Hammer movies. I haven't seen all of them. There's a lot of them.
I just think it's funny with your mass amount of knowledge, you think that I would know before you if it was a remake. No, I just think that's funny. That's like me asking you and be like,
what am I going to do? Am I going to sit here like,
I'm so punchy.
Well, I would ask you if there's an original, but I know you wouldn't know, since I don't know.
The good thing to do would be like, I'm not sure if it's on a remake.
What do you think?
Exactly. It's all in the eye.
I guess I'll give you time to respond.
That would be like,
obviously
Brad, was this an anime series before? I'm not sure. Can you tell me that, Brad?
I probably
Punchy.
would be able to, maybe.
No.
I don't watch a lot of anime, but I know what a lot of them
You
are.
only know what I have exposed you to your displeasure.
But I know of other things that exist. All of them, obviously. That would be impossible for me to know that.
Dryland is not a myth. I've seen it. Alright, we're getting way beyond punchy. I don't know if I can. You haven't been sleeping.
You'll be fine.
Alright.
Alright, so I'm gonna get these uploaded, maybe catch a little bit of a power nap. And if you're gonna be in Chicago, come see us over at C2E2.
Tell them who all it's gonna be. It's you and
Me, Dave, and Sarah.
Dave and Sarah.
Me, Dave, and Sarah are gonna be there. I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna be there the entire time. Dave and Sarah are getting in Friday night because Sarah's got to work.
Oh, so they'll be up tomorrow as well, just at night.
Just at night. By the time they get there, the con will probably be done. The floor will probably be closed.
But you won't have to like spend the night in the hotel room being all scared because of this movie, so you'll have company
Yeah.
to make sure you're
It's
right.
really scary.
Watch out for like hotel bed bugs. Make sure you got your luggage cleaned out.
Alright, next week is Amazing Spider-Man 2.
It's gonna be amazing.
See ya.